Hello everyone, welcome to my channel What I Think Of. So what I think of UFC 267 YanBłachowiczVsGloverTeixeira versus Glover Teixeira. Okay, let us now talk about prelims. My earlier video was about early prelims. This is now all about prelims. The first bout of the prelims was between Zaleski dos Santos and Benoit Saint-Denis. I'm laughing today a lot. A stupendous bout, a stupendous fight. Of course, won by Zaleski dos Santos, but it went to third round at the judge's decision. This is the bout which Zaleski should have won in the second round. He hammered Benoit Saint-Denis, hammered too much, and Saint-Denis was absolutely knocked out. He was down and out. But referee? What kind of referee he was? That referee was someone new. I don't know him at all. And that referee was so absurd. Like Zaleski hammered Benoit, and Benoit was down and out in the second round. Too many, such strong punches from hell Zaleski put on Benoit, and he was down and out. Benoit was down. He faded almost, I believe. But referee continued the fight. Referee continued the fight. He kept the fight going. And Benoit was not willing to give up. Which is understandable. I think this bout was Benoit's first match in UFC. So he was never ever going to give up. But referee should have stopped the fight for the benefit of the player, in the interest of the player, in the interest of his health. Zaleski should have won this match in the second round, but that match continued, and even towards the end of second round, Zaleski even pointed out to referee, what you want me to do now? I've hammered him and you still did not stop the fight. Unbelievable. So match continued, and in third round, what happened? Two things happened. At the start of third round, Zaleski eye poked Benoit. His eye was completely, off. And Benoit just told the referee he was not able to see. And yet that referee continued the fight. He did not ask for doctor, anything, what was going on. And the second thing that happened in the third round was that Zaleski hit a kick at the groin area of Benoit, who was already hammered down and out, and he was hurting at that groin area also. It was not intentional. And then that referee took a point of Zaleski without any warning. It was accidental, not intentional, and he took a point of Zaleski. That was unbelievable, stupendous fight. The fight which should have been won by Zaleski in the second round, but continued till at the end of third round. And at the end, judge's decision was, I think it was 30-26 in favor of Zaleski. That was unbelievable. Strange things happen, in MMA. And that was a strange and a stupendous bout. Okay, next fight in the prelims was between Albert Dureau and Roman Kopylov. Both of them are from Russia. What a bout. This is one of those bouts, one of those fights which make you think that MMA is a vicious sport, it's a cruel sport, and it is not for faint-hearted. This was one of those fights, and that is why I love this sport. It can be so vicious, it can be so competitive. Albert Dureau easily won this fight. But in second round, Albert Duraev took down Kopylov. Actually, Kopylov grabbed the fence, and when Duraev was about to take him down, and referee stopped the fight there. Not stopped, actually just told Kopylov to stay in the position of being about to be taken down since he grabbed the fence. And then the position was given to Albert Duraev and he took down Kopylov. And from that point onwards, in the second round, the pounding, the hammering on Kopylov, and he tried to survive, and Duraev was relentless on his ground and pound, heavy fists, heavy pounding on Kopylov, and Kopylov was not willing to give up. He moved, that was so much when Duraev was completely over the top of Roman Kopylov, and he was in absolute perfect position to make a ground and pound he did. Albert Duraev hammered Kopylov with, so many hard-hitting punches, and it seemed like that Kopylov was about to give up, but he did not. So many punches he got. Elbow, Duraev broke Roman's nose also. The blood coming all over his face, nose, but he just was not willing to give up. He moved, so much so that referee was not able to stop the fight, and he survived the second round. Completely bruised, battered, down, completely hammered. This is what UFC or competitive MMA is all about. There is a lot at stake, and these fighters, these people just do not want to give up. They just want to shine in these events, let the world know what they are capable of, but sometimes it gets too much hard on these players. Roman Kopylov, there should be a pat on back on Roman. The way he survived the second round, in the hope that if he survives second round and in third round he comes back to have a chance to knock his opponent out, but he did not get his chances. In third round he was completely battered, he was completely hammered. By the time third round came, he was able to make it to third round but not able to do much with it, and in the end Duraev easily won this bout. But what a fight. What resilience showed by Roman Kopylov. Oh, that is why I love MMA. Okay, next fight in the prelims was between Ricardo Ramos versus Zobar Tuhugov. It was not interesting fight, I would say. Boring fight. Both players did throw a lot of punches at each other, but the fight went to full 3 rounds, and in the end, depending upon the number of shots Zobar Tuhugov landed on his opponent Ramos, Zobar won easily. Not interesting fight, so let's move ahead. Okay, let's now talk about the featured bout in the prelims, and that was between Amanda Ribas and Virna Jandiroba. Not an interesting fight. In the end, first round was dominated by Virna Jandiroba, but both of the last rounds were dominated by Amanda Ribas. And not an interesting fight, an okay fight. Amanda Ribas was, of course, better on the day than Virna Jandiroba and won easily, quite easily, I would say.